Bob in the docket.
Quiet on the set. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody. I'm DearMYRTLE, your friend in genealogy. Welcome to Mondays with Myrt, where we talk about pretty much anything and everything that's come across our Genia desk in the last 2 weeks since last we met. Boy, for a second there, the number of viewers was reported on my admin screen as 0, and I was wondering, are we in the right StreamYard? But we are. Let's see who's out there this morning. Hi, Gwen. You're here from foggy Oceanside. We've been having a lot of fog, and sometimes it's difficult to tell if it's fog or smoke from Canada or the Olympic Peninsula. Hello, Barbara at Project Kin. Unseasonably warm for Berkeley. Wow. We've got Paula Collins. Wonderful. Christine's here. I'm trying to get to all of you. Flo's here. Christine's here. Thank you, Valerie, for doing the promotional stuff. I tend not to do that. I forget. So do subscribe. And if you like what you see, hit that like button, subscribe, and then hit the bell so you won't miss anything that we're putting out. Hi, Claire. Remember, if you want to be on the panel, you need to look in our private chat on Facebook for the panelist link, my darling. Okay. Let's see who else is here. We got a lot of discussion going on. Central Iowa, Sherry. Thank you, Sherry, for being our hostess with the mostest on the YouTube side. She's got that little crescent wrench insignia right there by her name. And that means she's a moderator over there. And yeah, so let me introduce the panelists. You'll notice we have a new look. StreamYard just gave me all kinds of new tools since last we met. So, Randy, welcome. Let me hear your mic.
Hello there.
He's there. Okay. And Hillary, our gal in Wales.
Hi.
Good. And Frank, our guy in Germany.
Hi.
Yeah. And Ellen, our gal in Canada.
Greetings from Alberta.
Yeah. So Jill's not here. She starts teaching her prep class for board for certification of genealogists. Certification. I think I said that twice. And I'm taking the course from her. So she won't be here the next 2 weeks. Her class starts tonight, and I'm really excited to visit with her. And we're missing Dan. He's I was going to say he checked out, but I don't think I mean that. Anyway, it's all good. And so we've got an interesting morning for you. Let's have Hillary go first, because I know you've got book club, and the rest of you take yourself to the wings. But while while Frank, my host for today, is moving everybody to the wings, let me continue to share my opening slides. So, yeah. Somebody said I need to change my opening slide so it says not so retired. I haven't gotten around to it. Everybody is welcome here. We celebrate the United Nations decade, even though it expired in 2024, for recognizing people of African descent. But all are welcome regardless of race, color, creed, national origin. I hope that you feel comfortable asking questions as we figure out how to climb our family trees. Man. Okay, big news. I did finally calendar book club. It's going to take us through the end of the year. It starts on October 13th. I'm going to need some panelists. I need 4, and somewhere I have a post that I'm going to be publishing that explains what it is to be a panelist, and we're going to do it differently this year than when I've done the Albion Seed Book Club, but this is back by popular request. So you'll need to have a copy of Albion Seed by David Hackett Fisher, where we talk about the 4 British folkways in America that he's talking about in this particular book. It's a humongous book, and we won't be able to discuss every single folkway, but my 4 panelists that I hope to have will be able to pick and choose one, and I've picked 4. So, so for each folkway, you'll be learning and comparing and contrasting things like attitudes about marriage, etc. I also want to remind you that I'm getting a lot more traction over on Substack. That's what this icon is. That's the Substack logo. When you go to substack.com, look for Dear Myrtle's Village Square. There's Dear Myrtle the person, and there's Dear Myrtle's Village Square, which is my publication. And that's where I will be providing more information about book club. And I think that's about it. Oh, by the way, just over there as well, there's a genealogists group. So those of you that are into any type of content production, whether you're a blogger, a vlogger, video blogger, a podcaster, you may want to find out more about the Fabulous 40 initiative that's just starting October 1st at genealogists over there on Substack. And that's about it. All right, let me close all these screens and let's have a little discussion. So Hillary, it's you and me. Are you wanting to share your screen, or do you want me to share those links?
Oh, you can share those links.
Okay.
They're straightforward.
So it's been forever since you and I got to talk about what you've been doing. And let's do the full text search and how you are using it for your one name study. I think this is a very interesting concept. So full text search is at Family Search, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was available just through the labs, but recently it's become more they've changed that, and it's available to anybody now. I think who's got a family search.
It's full. Okay, it's not in labs anymore. It's no longer in beta. And when we say anybody, we don't mean every single database that they have, but we do mean that it is available to any users. And they are continuing to add more and more of their image databases to have that full text search option. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in for a couple of reasons to this space over on Substack. Before I let you talk much, let me get here.
Yeah.
All right, here we are. So one of the things that I had to do was unsubscribe so I could subscribe and show how to subscribe. I can certainly go in and read this about your new way or new technology that you're using for your one name study. But if I wanted to comment on it, I need to have a membership, a free membership to Substack. That's different from subscribing to, in this case, the Gadsby Family History. So I'm hitting subscribe. And I have to give my email address. And I agree. And I'm subscribing and I continue. And we go from there. Okay? Now, talk to me about what's happening with your one name study.
Right. My one name study, I am gradually building bits up now, and I know once I've added all the basic things, all the birth, marriages, deaths, that sort of thing, I'm going to need to start going a bit deeper and looking at things that where people are perhaps just mentioned in a document and that. So I thought I'd use this, look at the full text search and see if there's things available through the full text search that I wouldn't have found just by putting the surname into the and doing a general search.
That's the advantage of full text. And
Mm.
when you're looking for every occurrence of a surname, and in this case, I think you're looking for Hartley.
I'm looking for my surname that I do is Rosling.
Rosling.
And it shows and I've done this post. All I've done is I've done screenshots of what I did so that people could follow how they could do it, how they could go along and do the same thing if they've got a one name study or just any surname that they're particularly interested in researching.
In the past, you would be adding people because you found them in a birth, a christening, a burial record, things like that. But now we're looking with full text search, which is now found as a drop down menu item under search. So that greatly expands the number of hits on the Roslyn that you can add to your one name study. And one name study is a describe that organization.
Well, I belong to something called the Guild of One Name Studies, which is very similar to a family history society, but all the members are people that are particularly going to be interested in following a particular one surname. Quite often it'll be a surname that's caused issues for them in their own research, or they've got some other reason for wanting to look at that one particular surname. And then which you can, not everybody that joins the guild initially actually registers a surname, because they may not be certain which surname they want to really go by. When I joined, I registered the surname Roslyn, which is my husband's grandmother's maiden name, one of them. And I had a family tree that somebody sent me with a lot of people in it, but the family tree they sent me had no sources for the information. So that's why I wanted to go down there at that line. I wanted to see where did all this information come from. I want a tree with information that's actually got sources there, so I know where the information came from. So that's what I'm building on now.
It's really helpful because this the one name study, and I did share the link, and also for a brief moment for brand recognition, showed the website. This really is a great service, a volunteer effort on your part and hundreds of other people who do this. Thanks to Bill out there for noticing. He did a lookup and figured out that full text search has 4,323 collections as of today. So thank you, Bill. I appreciate that. It takes a village to tell the story. Anything else before we do your second topic, and then we will. Okay.
So if somebody's interested in how you do the searching, I've got it there, and I've also commented on quite how many I found by putting my surname in on their full text search. There's wills there and things that I probably wouldn't have found otherwise. So definitely worth looking at.
Excellent. And that tells us, I mean, you're doing this from a philanthropic, let's find cousins, help people get together on the Roslyn line, but this applies to any of us doing research. Now, the other thing you wanted to talk about was connecting to Canada.
Yeah.
So let me pull up that link and we'll share that shortly. Let's see if it decides to open up. Come on. Yeah. So what is the deal with Canada?
Well, some while ago, I spoke about the fact that I used DNA to try and track down who one of my, I think it's great grandfathers was, because my great grandfather was born and there was no father's name on the birth registration. And when I did all the DNA things, there were still quite a lot of people that I thought should connect to me through that same line. They were showing up as shared matches with other people that I was sharing the match with on
Makes
that
sense.
particular line.
Yeah.
So I thought I need to find out, because there was all these people in, and a lot of them were in Canada, and I was thinking, well, I must be able to do something. But most of them, well, nearly all of them, did not have any tree of any size. You know, they might have had a few, or they didn't have anybody at all. But one person had a tree that went back, and the earliest they had on their tree was somebody called John Jeffrey. And this post is about how I worked out whether that, I think, oh no, it was James. Well, it was James Jeffrey. I worked out that who this James was, and I worked out that it couldn't be one person; it had to be somebody else. And then I finally worked out that who it was, and that how I connect. And I connect my ancestor, I believe, is somebody called Samuel Jeffrey, and he had a brother John, and that brother John had a son James, and that James then went to
there you go with the whole family.
Went off to Nova Scotia, and I actually looked, and I know they all connect, but Ancestry is still not connecting me, even though I've put them on my tree, because nobody else in Canada has actually got theirs onto their tree, so they're not showing it as big connecting through the through lines. But I know they are. I know they connect, and I'm fairly certain that I'm correct in what I've done. Is that these are they're all. And it means that some of the people that I've been DNA matched with on my heritage for quite a long time, I know where they fit in as well. So,
you know, this is the thing. Well, first of all, I want to compliment you on listing all those names, because what we want is a cousin connection that you can eventually prove, regardless of what Ancestry says. And I love this graphic, and that you've, we need to have a graphic, folks, on every one of our blog posts. But the fact that you have all these names associated, and you're showing something about citations with record sets, and Dorset, England, and this thing, and Nova Scotia, and Sheet Harbor. And so there's localities, there's time periods, there's all these children. We don't know, but what a descendant of, well, let's see if we're going to be scrolling around here. We don't know which doorway somebody's going to find you, come in and find your post. And you gave a lot of cousin bait in that one blog post. And I do hope that you find someone to connect with. And I love DNA as your option. So thank you.
Yeah, and interestingly, when I was doing some research for it, I found quite a lot of people from Dorset actually went and emigrated to Newfoundland. So
really?
He was one of probably many, maybe some of the people that, if I might find I've got another connection with somebody from some other Dorset
other Dorset people. So yeah, people kind of think that, they're mysterious, kind of elusive ancestor, jumped on a ship at the last minute. Well, actually, the majority of them came in groups. I mean, are you going to want to traverse on a sailing ship, or maybe a steamer, a hybrid of a sailing steamer type ship across the ocean? I mean, heck, I don't even know if I want to go on the Queen Mary or the QE2 all the way across the ocean. But especially in the 1800s. So, yeah, you're going to go with friends, and there can be chain migration where a few of them come over first and write back and say, yeah, it's great. Nope, not paved with gold, but the rich soil and the same kind of plants grow here, kind of a thing. So All good. Well, good luck to you, and thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. Okay. All right. So let's have Frank come up. And after Frank, we're going to have our special guests and interesting discussion. So there you go. So Frank, let me share your screen so that you can show us what is up. Oh, I love this. So a couple of weeks ago, well, you know that I do this writing accountability with Miriam on on Tuesday evenings. Hopefully I get some blogging done on Tuesday evenings. And she's had some interesting conundrums, and you happen to notice, and you did some research for her. Now, she's in Eastern Washington. I'm in the Pacific Northwest part of Washington State, and there you are over in Germany.
Doing research in the United States.
Yes. So
Yeah, because when we need someone to find someone on some place, while there are some kind of census over here, it's almost completely destroyed in itself, not done very well, or just don't have any informations at all. So we have to look up for substitutes.
yeah, and they're also spread apart, usually every 10 years, census record. So go ahead.
In this case, I simply thought, yeah, he resided in a big city, so why don't I look up the city directories and build up a substitute census, like I do for all my Germans.
Okay, that sounds wonderful.
And so I did.
And so you did. And what did you find? I'm having fun playing with these circles. But I am listening to you, and I really love this because genealogists, when they are not busy or they have been overwhelmed with their own information overload, it's kind of fun to go climb somebody else's family tree and see what you can find. In this case, you had some things that you found. So let's zoom in on your page, and we're looking at Grand
Luckily,
Rapids.
I found the website from the Hattie Trust, and they have all the city directories for free for everyone in the United States.
Okay.
I needed a little bit to trick around to get access to.
But being the creative person that you are, you managed. So yes.
And here they are. From 1859 onward until, let's scroll down and down and down and down, to 1933.
Yes. When we used to look at these on microfiche at our local family history center in Bradenton, Florida, Manatee County, there are city directories that are into the 1820s. Then, we weren't using phones then. It isn't a telephone directory, is it?
No, they are city directories because back then people has to know where people live. And before this, especially for Germany, I can say this, there were what they called address calendars.
Okay.
Just a list of high-ranked people in some offices of the majesties. So if you look too far back, you won't find your ancestors unless they were some blue-blooded, high-ranked official.
Yes. I don't know how. Tell me about the Germany ones. I know here that the year before, like particularly summer through maybe November, is the
Yep.
last opportunity the like Polk directory people canvass the area, and then that goes to publication, and the publication is paid for by advertising from businesses, which help
Yes.
me. I have a baker ancestor on my Severinsen line up in Minnesota, and that he paid for the ad, a little teeny ad in
It's
the city
it's the
direct.
same for us. It's
Mhm.
exactly the same for us. Later onwards, back when they published telephone books, then you even have to pay as a normal individual to
Oh,
be listed
okay.
in the book. So a lot people didn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
That's why it also died out in Germany.
Okay. This is why I love having an international panel. It's not just my blinders on with the experience of strictly U.S. research, although you did point to a U.S. source to help my friend Miriam. And I want to bring you into this conversation for two reasons. You're a kind man, and this was thoughtful of you to do this. And I told her about it, and I don't think she's written to you yet. If you
No,
knew what,
she didn't yet.
but I assure you, she got the message. She was first of all floored by your generosity in doing it. And I want you to know that she appreciates you. But it is fun to see, with a city directory, which is typically published every year, that somebody was in that place sometime in the prior year. They have to have time for publication and distribution of the new book, and they were yours typically published every year. Your calendars, as they called
Most of the
them.
times, yes, unless, for example, in the wars,
Yeah.
they skipped several years, especially, for example, for Berlin. They skipped from I think 33rd onwards, right to the end of after the war until I think 49 or something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, this is very, very good. I appreciate you being here, and I'm so glad we finally got to share what you've learned. Could you scroll up to the top so they can get the
Yeah, sure.
branding? I know that people like Valerie are already using Hati Trust, Hati Trust, or Hathi Trust. I don't know
Yep.
which way you say it, but whatever it is, regular people can have access to this. As far as it used to be, you could only have access if you were a university student. And I'm really glad that ordinary people like old Myrt here can get in this. Great resource. And it's not just city directories. You would be surprised. I've gone there to search for my Conrad Weiser of colonial time period in Pennsylvania. There's a plethora of stuff for him from the published Pennsylvania Archives books. So made it easier to locate things. So thank you very much. All right,
to,
you want to say
show
something else
you
before we go?
simply how I did it, I
Mhm.
simply opened every one of them,
Mhm.
and the very generous guys of Tati Trust
Mhm.
simply put an OCR over all of the books, so it's completely searchable.
Mhm.
It's so unbelievably easy to do.
Yeah.
The only thing that you really have to vary, not in this case, because we only have one hit for Peter Ton,
Mhm.
is when you have a very common name. For example, John Smith.
Mm.
You will find several of them. So look up what he does.
Mhm. His occupation.
his occupation
Something.
or his residence.
Okay.
If you know for a fact that someone has to list on a special place, look up that place. Also, if he's not listed in the city directory himself, you maybe find his relatives or at least part of his fan club.
Very good point. I don't know about your the calendars, as they call it, over in Germany, but a city directory here, typically in the beginning pages, it'll have the business things, but then they'll have a page or two about this town and a page or two about that town, and if it covers more than one town or tiny village, and like it's kind of a quick read about the brief history of that. They'll have a list in that, if it's a city directory, the churches, which gives you a good idea of other resources that you may not be aware of. So very good. All right. So Valerie is saying, thank you. Remember to use all the sources and resources. Leave no stone unturned. Good morning, Lori. Good to see you, kiddo. Let's see. You can use Control F, the fabulous find option on Windows, to search a PDF. But as you can see in his screen share, let me put that back. On the side view, can you click on one of these? Show that side view of a page or of the hits. Yeah.
So, for example,
scroll down. They've already done that for you.
They have
There's the search box
in this text.
Yep. Excellent.
I don't know why this is empty, but
it
must be the digitalization.
Yeah, no, it's scrolled over. It's like zoomed in too much.
Yeah.
And the first few pages of city directories can be blank. Same with books. So not to worry. All good. All right, let's see if there's anything else. So Gwen, I'm thinking that if it's Control F for Windows, that on a Mac OS, it's probably Command F, but let me know, you Mac users. Let us know and I'll pull that up. Thank you, Frank. I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
All right. Okay, we're going to switch gears again, and we're going to invite my guests and cousin Randy up on the stage. So there's Bob Meyers and there's David Pugmire. So let me pull up on my screen TreeCrossing. That is what we're going to be looking at, and I need to share my screen with y'all. So let me go back and press that, add that to the stage. This is what we're going to be, well, we're still sharing Frank, so that I have to remove that. There we go. All right. So Randy and I, we actually asked Bob and David to be here in case we have any earth-shattering questions that we can't answer, but we're pretty excited about this. So you guys sit back and rest on your laurels. You've got a great product here. We have a little script to follow because Randy's going to boss me around and tell me where to scroll and click. And we're good to go. But welcome to Mondays with Myrt. We're glad to have you here.
Thank you.
I also need in the private chat the link to David or the email link. So if you guys could put that up. Remember the one that I'm going to need when he does his share. So I think, Randy, it's time for you to take it away.
Taking it away. So TreeCrossing is a program that is a sharing and exploring experience, and you can invite family members to it. Mm-hmm. It's not a research and collaborative tool.
Right.
It's something to look at and enjoy.
It's fun.
It uses the research you've done, and we're going to demonstrate that. Mm-hmm. And the online experience is really designed for the non-genealogist family member, not you. You're helping here.
Yes.
Okay. So
All right. So I'm pulling up tree share.
yeah, so the goal here is to share my tree with my family. Now, I'm able to share my tree with whomever I choose in a private space. I created a tree in Roots Magic, a tree, not a GEDCOM file,
Mm-hmm.
with just my ancestors and families back 5 generations, figuring no one would be interested in anybody else. So
Ah,
yeah, so
well,
if you and you have to log into this, you have to upload your tree, and but it works pretty well.
it
So
does.
so there's a number of items on the screen there: explore names, explore my family, explore places, games, what's new, dates, highlights, and we may explore some of those. And then there's things to do over on the right: manage my trees, update my profile, create a child account, invite family, and we'll get to that later.
Mm-hmm.
So if you click on explore my family, this is my tree now.
Okay. And I'm acting on your account, and this is your view of your account.
That's me. Yep. With a young picture, my high school graduation
I
photo.
love this picture. And I'm noticing something here. The data on living individuals is sparse.
Yeah,
It's
it starts off private like that. Yeah.
exactly.
And you can see on the screen here, I don't have any, I don't have a spouse listed. I don't have children listed on the left, but I do have my parents and my siblings on the right. Okay. And the 2 siblings don't have any data either, but my
Okay.
parents have a year range from birth to death and age at death, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I want to share my tree, is that where we're going? So,
I think we're going to explore first. We're up to 7,
okay,
I think.
yeah. But, and again, notice this is not a pedigree chart. It's a person view. So TreeCrossing does have plans to offer other traditional views or charts,
Mm-hmm.
but this default approach is great for family members to learn and explore because it has all the children and spouses and parents and siblings all on the screen when you click on them. Um,
This is a part I like.
yeah, so Pat clicked on my father,
Mm-hmm.
and here it shows the children on the left. It shows my mother below him, and it shows his parents and siblings on the right. So you can see how this all links together. And then there's 3 categories there: highlights, details, and photos and files. And so part of the tree that I uploaded was the photos and files. And that is probably the most useful thing and most enticing thing for uh, the family members to see. That my experience is they don't care much about the years, they don't care about the siblings much, but they love the photos and files. So
Yeah. Full
there's my
screen.
father's photo and a U.S. Navy discharge, etc. Um,
I love this because these aren't just little tiny pictures. I mean, you've got the navigation, but this is so cool. The other thing that I like is this map or this globe, and it looks like that's his birthplace, isn't it?
yeah, he's born in Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, one thing I wanted to mention, these photos got here through the sync option when you uploaded. It wasn't a GEDCOM file that can't handle media. These are important. This is the kind of thing your grandson, who just had his birthday, could relate to, Randy. I mean, totally cool. A city directory following along.
And you can zoom in.
Oh yeah. Yeah. There's the Cheever. There's
Okay.
Frank. Love it. That's just zooming in and out. I'm using my roller mouse, the top of my mouse.
That was pre-Randy.
Yeah, before you got there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we can either, I like to just click on this messy desk version to get to it, but you can also navigate. There's 2 buttons to to clean up the desk. I wish I had a clean up the desk button here in my office. Okay.
Next, we're going to navigate to Thomas Richmond. Now, I need to guide you through this. So
Okay.
you see that Fred's mother is Alma Bessie Richmond. So click
Yes.
on her,
Okay.
and then her father is Thomas Richmond.
Got it.
And
Okay.
notice that we have photos, some photos on the profile. And he's born in England, as the dot in Wiltshire shows. If that was a bigger globe, you could see that.
Yeah. And because I had the cleaned up desk version of the photos, it remembered that. It was kind of a sticky option.
Yeah.
And so that's the view we have when we got up through the tree to Thomas. Sounds good. I totally love this. This is interesting. I did this too with some of the photos that I captured initially, where I got the screenshot in this case from Ancestry in collaboration with the National Archives. Interesting how cousins connect. And I am interested in the way back part of your tree, Randy, because I think that's where we connect. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Okay, now we're going to navigate some more.
Okay.
Because there's a feature that we want to highlight here. So let's, from the children, let's go back to Alma Bessie Richmond.
Okay, there she is. Yeah.
And we're going to go back to my mother is what we're going to do. So go to my father.
I forgot who he, oh yeah, there's the plus sign.
Yeah.
There's the plus sign. So if I didn't remember that, but I could have also navigated differently. Is this what we're going to talk about, the timeline?
Yeah, there's a timeline at the top. It's kind of innocuous at this point, but it shows the year range for the highlighted person. In this case, my father, born 1911, died 1983.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, and then, well, we'll navigate back from Mary Jane when we get there. Click on Betty. Then you click on Betty.
You bet. I'm not always disobedient. Mr. Myrt will tell you that.
I understand.
Okay.
And then click on Betty's mother, Emily.
Okay.
Okay. And then click on Emily's mother, Georgiana.
I wonder if you're related to Thomas Kemp.
No, we're not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we're seeing the timeline change.
And you see the timeline change. You can see the trail we've hit from me back to Georgia. And now click on Mary Jane Sovereign, the mother of Georgiana. And this is my matrilineal line.
Whoops, I did it the wrong way. Georgiana.
Yeah. Georgiana.
And then you want Mary Jane.
Yeah.
So I could have navigated, instead of going down through clicking on children and then the next set of children, I could have navigated back to you just by clicking Randall right there.
Yep.
Cool. I can hear you, David, telling me what to do.
You're doing great.
Click on the highlights tab.
Click on the which tab?
Highlights next to the details and next to the photos and files.
Oh, yeah.
So right there.
Yeah.
And so the highlights for this person, they're died in Canada, born in Canada too. There's 14 siblings.
Wow.
And has 2 siblings who are twins. And so if you scroll down the sibling list on the right,
Mm-hmm.
Then you see Rosalia and Valzoria are twins.
Yes, these two.
Yeah. And Rosalia dies as a youngster, as a baby, and
Oh,
Valzoria dies as a 21-year-old. But so they never married, obviously. But families have this hardship sometimes.
well, and you and I would notice it right off the bat just from the sibling list. But for the non-genealogists in your family, these highlighted items is analysis that they might not have thought of. Like 14 kids is a heck of a lot. But anyway,
I have a question.
yeah.
Randy, here's a question for you. How much effort did you have to put in to get those highlights to show up there?
Absolutely none. Just clicking the button to upload the Roots Magic file.
So
That's all you had to do.
TreeCrossing just provided that for you.
It's the analysis that TreeCrossing did based on your data input, Randy.
Yep.
Let's see.
So that's the smartness hiding behind it, Yeah.
Absolutely. I know I've got some questions, but I also know we're going to be answering them. So Maria, the world's greatest neighbor, hold your horses, honey. We got you. Okay. So let's see what we're up to.
So all that is wonderful for me. I'm used to it. I know all that already because I've been working at 38 years. But my goal here is to share all this with my family, okay, and hopefully interest them in the family, and maybe they'll learn something. So I want to share my tree, and what we'll do is create a group.
Okay.
We can share a tree with that group and then select living people from my tree that will be visible to the group, and then invite family members to the group. So let's go ahead and create the group.
Okay.
And this is the key way to get other family members into this.
Okay. You ready for me to click share?
So we've clicked share the tree. Okay, so I've already created this Randy Seaver genealogy. So we're going to share that tree.
Okay.
So click on that and then click the share button.
So this points out that we could have multiple trees here.
Or maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I have every intention to put my wife's tree in there.
Okay.
Good. So I can get my brother-in-law hooked.
I love it. So Maria says she's holding her horses. Oh, there's a horses icon, emoticon. Good for you, Maria. All right. So we're clicking share. I have to be up on this screen to do it.
And so now my tree has been shared with the group, but there's only one person in the group. You can see up at the top there, people. Yeah. Just me. Okay.
Yep. Whoops.
So
I clicked that by mistake.
I know.
All right.
Okay. So now I don't want to share another tree.
Right.
So I want to choose group members. So I have my siblings in there. I have I may have their children in my tree. I may have cousins in my tree, but we're just going to work with siblings at this point in time.
Okay, so are we doing the what line are we up to on the script you gave me?
I think 16.
Okay, choose group members.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we have to get the common ancestor.
No, I need to decide which living people from my tree I want to make visible.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to use my parents.
Okay.
Okay, so
that's right.
So a group is typically centered around a common ancestor. And since I want to expose this to my siblings, they're the logical people, right?
Exactly.
And so it tells me that the common ancestors are my mother, and I have two siblings, Bruno and Pat Smith is in there. And me, and Wally, my
Okay.
fictional brother Wally, because we didn't want to use real names here.
Yeah, because they're living.
Yeah. And a grandchild is there also.
Okay.
And that's David.
So I can
Davey, as we called him. Yeah. So you
now.
can pick who you want in this. Okay. Now, this is where it gets complicated sometimes. So you can click all the boxes, and all the boxes will all the people can be invited.
Mhm.
And somewhere there's a red star warning there next to Wally.
Mhm.
And that indicates they will be visible to a descendant that is included in the group. And we don't know why yet. Check and uncheck some people, show the red star, etc. So it gets a little complicated here. Oh, there's a crown next to my name, which means I'm the leader of this band here.
Do we have to call you Sir Randy Seaver now, or
No.
King?
No. Surf.
Sir will suffice. I get it. Okay.
And you notice there's invite notices next to people that we have highlighted.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we've left Bruno unchecked. And the reason is because Bruno, there's some sensitive family dynamics involved here with Bruno. And so I don't want him visible to the group, even though he's technically in the tree from a genealogy standpoint. So there's this flexibility on visibility that allows for a better experience if you have some interpersonal conflict between tree members.
I love it. So in your family, it's just like the Disney movie. We don't talk about Bruno. Got it.
Well, just for this, we don't. I talk to my brothers, but yeah.
You have a real brother named Bruno.
We want to show these details.
Mm-hmm. These options, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we've configured the living family that can be seen in this group, but nobody's been invited yet. So let's invite David Seaver to the group.
Okay, I'm clicking the invite.
And so click invite and enter David's email. Okay. And so there's David's email. Pat had that already planned.
Yes.
And
because I'm organized and I'm used to you telling me what to do.
I know. I can include a custom message so he knows this is really me.
Okay.
And then I can click send. It could be more,
All right. Now, before we go too much farther,
yeah.
We need to bring up David because he's playing the part of Dave Seaver. So David, turn on, your mic's on. We're going to send this email, which I need to be on that screen to click, not the preview. And for a moment or two, we will give the magic at Gmail a chance. And we're going to share the screen. This will be your screen to share, David. 1 second. And it happens instantaneously. So we're adding that to the stage. Oh, the mail's already there. Can you show us what it looks like?
Yeah, so I'm going to play the part of David Seaver, despite being David Pugmire. So you'll just have to, we'll pretend for a minute. But
we're adaptable.
I'm honored to be a grandson of Randy here. So, yeah, I just got this email from Randy. Actually, it says it's from TreeCrossing. I'm not familiar with TreeCrossing, but I do know who Randy is. So let me take a look at this. So, okay, so it's from TreeCrossing. It says, "Hi, Randy Seaver has invited you to explore your family tree." Okay, cool, because we've been talking about it, so I was kind of anticipating it. And there's this custom message here. So I'm not familiar with TreeCrossing, but this really does look like it's from Randy. It looks legitimate, and I'm going to go ahead and just click to view the invitation. Let's see what I'm getting into here. So it says I'm invited Yep, this is definitely Randy's email that I'm familiar with. He's inviting me to a group to explore my tree, my family tree in this group, and I'll be joining as Dave Seaver.
Okay.
Well, that
Do
looks
you want to
great.
hit? Do you want to hit the hide button? That's just superimposed.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you, dear.
Okay, so far I've gotten an email. I'm seeing an invitation. I'm going to click join group and explore my family tree.
So you didn't have to create a username or a password or give any personal information. You're just you're electing to put Seattle there.
I
So
am.
that's good because you're in charge of your profile.
That's right. Yeah, so you're right. I didn't have to create an account. You know, I don't really want to do that. I just clicked a link. It knows who I am. And yes, I can customize some things about myself here, and we'll talk a little bit more about that too. So I'm going to click confirm on that. But you're seeing a similar view that Randy had, except that I'm the one signed in.
Mm-hmm.
And this looks really interesting, but I want to go straight to the tree because that's what Randy is sharing. So I'm excited to see what the tree looks like. And the first thing you notice is that I'm seeing myself. I'm not seeing some arbitrary start person, if you will.
And not Randy yet.
And not Randy yet, but I can find him.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, so if I go ahead and navigate up the tree, there's Wally Seaver, and you'll find Randy here. And so now you're starting to see the same tree that Randy just showed you.
Mm-hmm. This is awesome because my children, except for possibly Carrie, are not interested in, I mean, they are glad that I do the genealogy and they don't have to. Let's put it that way. But they have, I've got a couple of grandchildren that are very curious about it. And this is a way to share it in a fun format. So yeah, you're going up. There's Thomas Rickman again, Richmond. Cool.
Now, I'm not going to show you the stuff that we've already covered, although I will say this is really neat because I've never actually seen the family before. I mean, that's huge.
Mm-hmm.
I might have seen it from a genealogical perspective here and there, but this is just totally different. I mean, this is, in fact, I'm already lost in here. What am I supposed to do? Well, here's a relationship map, and there's me. I mean, I can just go right back to me. I'm never lost. I can always go back in there and browse around, and so I have a really good experience. That's, you know, I'm not a genealogist. Randy knows the data, but I don't. So this is really neat to go through here and navigate. So that's fantastic. But let me show you some things that you didn't see with the view from Randy's perspective. If I go back and click on, let's say, click on my dad, Wally. Okay, and you know, I happen to know. So I'm looking at siblings here. I happen to know that besides Randy, there's also Bruno, but I don't see him in here. And so you saw that Randy could see him, and Randy made the comment that it's in his Roots Magic file. It's even online. Bruno's even online, but I can't see him because Randy helped manage which people within his tree are visible to a group he created. And this is the group that's appropriate for me. It just wasn't appropriate to have Bruno in here. So we don't talk about Bruno, right? So this works. This is great. The other thing is we did talk about how the data on living people is actually limited. You do see names and relationships, of course. Boy, I'll tell you, if I got in here and I didn't have my parents, who are living, by the way, I'd be lost. And that's a really big problem. But I don't have that problem here because we are able to maintain this connection between the living and the deceased ancestors. The other thing too is, let me go back to my own profile here, well, I'm not completely limited here. I can actually add detail about myself. So let's say that I wanted to add something like birth. Okay. Get that
and that's because you're electing to add it about yourself. he
Yes.
has the information because he knows who you are, and he knows your parents,
That's right.
and he remembers when you were born. But you get to share the information here with people because you're the living individual, and this is one of the right to privacy built-ins that are part of TreeCrossing.
Yeah, and I'm not going to be able to show you. I mean, you've seen. Let me switch to a deceased ancestor. You've seen all these details, right? These are basically the assertions. Lots of information. I could, if I really wanted to, I could fill that out, but only for myself, right? I can't go and edit and start sharing information about other people. And this is really important for privacy, and you really can't. I don't know of any other online service in a tree where you can do this.
You know, this is one of the problems with one world trees. You could go in this case, you cannot go in and mess up the data that that Uncle Randy has. But in a one world tree, people are killing off my Uncle Jack. They killed him off for years. He finally has passed away, actually, but that's beside the point. I like that you have these options. So playing the part, I know you're the developer, but playing the part of David, the nephew, you can view all those documents and photos, and that hopefully will inspire you to also add photos that you're comfortable sharing. I think that's pretty cool, that honorable discharge.
That's an interesting point that I can participate in here at least at a lightweight level, right? I'm not really the genealogist in the family, and I know that, and most family members aren't, right? That's just a realistic perspective.
Yeah.
But I can contribute in small ways. I could put pictures of myself and contribute, and there's some other features we won't talk about today, but there are some other features that are helping the family interact and contribute at a level that's comfortable for them. And then the genealogists in the family, they can still make decisions on what they want to put into their Roots Magic file based off what they see happening here. So
okay, so it's not just Roots Magic, is it, Bob?
No, we support quite a few different genealogy programs, and we're working on adding several more. So
It's a
yeah,
good
you can
thing.
find out just by trying it out, and we support several of them. We'll support several different versions. So if you don't have the latest version, that's okay as well. So we're trying to make it as easy as possible for people to just start from exactly where they're at. Just a few clicks, and then they're up and running with this kind of experience.
Excellent. A couple of comments. Frank, one of our panelists, likes the highlight category, where TreeCrossing analyzes and found to report to David, the nephew, did you know that twins run in the family, kind of a thing? Because back here, there are twins. Can anyone this is a good question, Maria. Can anyone in your group, once they log in like David did as a nephew, add or delete information included in the tree share? David, let me throw that to you.
So if I understand the question correctly, add or delete information. So not genealogical information. In other words, so I think it's really important to understand a distinction. And Randy touched on it a little bit, but this is not a collaboration tool, right? It's not trying to build the tree. You've done that. And you have the data. You just don't have a great way to share it with the family.
Yeah.
So the idea here is, no, you wouldn't be able to, as a family member, come in here and, for example, find a census record or change a birth date on an ancestor. You wouldn't be able to do that. But like we said, you can do that for your own profile. And as you have other family members in here, they're contributing their own things. That actually is building up your data, just in a very different way, and still a valuable way. So you focus on the genealogy, they focus on other things that are coming in that will become genealogical over time.
And this is another level of reaching them. We talk about reaching our family members by the blog posts we make or the video shorts or whatever it is, sending email grandpa letters once a month, something like that. This is a visual way and a very dynamic, fun, easy to navigate way. But there's a part we're missing. And that is, what the heck is the crossing part? And I see that Bob is back. He's having internet issues. We knew that. Good thing good thing I threw that question to him before his internet flaked out on him. But welcome back, Bob. So here's what I want to do. So Linda's saying, does this work with Family Tree Maker?
Bob, you go ahead and take that one.
Yeah, we have done some testing on that, and you should be able to use that on Windows. We don't have it working on Mac yet, but welcome to try it.
Okay, that sounds good. Is there a change log available to Randy to quickly find out that his nephew David added a few things? That's a possibility. Put on the to-do list.
So I can answer some of that. We weren't going to dive deep on this, but if I go back to that home screen here,
okay.
You can see this word cloud. You can
Just
see some places.
Just a second. Let me get there.
Oh yeah, we got to switch to that.
Yeah, there we are.
So this is just me from the tree or wherever you are. I just click home, and this is kind of where Randy started out. So you can see.
You could just say yes or no, actually.
Some of this information. So the answer is
yes.
There are. It's a yes, but it's like if you click what's new, you can see that that's actually here. It's logged, so that history is there. But the level of history that you might be looking for, I don't know. We'll take some feedback and
they'll have to see. Remember, this is in beta right now, and believe me, these guys work hard. We've been meeting with them almost every week since Roots Tech. I think you gave me a week off when I went to Tempe to visit Lori. Okay, a couple of things to remind you of, folks. While David, the nephew, was speaking and sharing his screen, I was sharing these links with you. There's a Discord server. There's a Facebook community. There's a how to get started with it video. And where's the link? Let me give it out again. The preview access. It just went live. Let me pull that up. Now, if you wanted to use it now, you need to use this link. And I don't get any kickbacks from these guys. So it looks like it's a like it's an affiliate link. I am affiliated because I'm sharing this just like I do with what Frank has done, etc. today. So there is that invite code for you to use. So yes, you could go to treesharing.com, but don't use the preview access so they know that you came to the site and can as a result of this. So there are requests about Ancestral Quest and other programs. These are things that we've got a lot more to discuss about this. So I have a suggestion. I see we lost Bob again. Okay, we don't talk about Bruno and we keep losing Bob. It's one of those days.
Yeah.
Let's do this. I want to show the actual tree crossing part. Right now, we've seen how Randy got his data there. We could manipulate things and explore, and we showed how Randy could invite his nephew David. But we haven't shown the tree crossing part where, for instance, he's mentioning he wants to put another tree up there on his wife's family. And if way back in the generations, there's a common ancestor, that's okay. It's like we need to put some super glue on your chair here, Bob, in the StreamYard studio.
Sorry,
anyway, you're back.
I actually got a new internet provider just a few days ago that's supposed to fix some of these problems, and
I hear you. We all go through it. Anyway, I have a proposal for you guys. let's continue this discussion in a wacky Wednesday. Are you available this Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern? Randy?
Yeah.
Bob? David?
Yep.
All right. I will create a wacky Wednesday for the TreeCrossing continuum, or whatever we're going to call it. And so in 2 days, today's Monday, so in 2 days, in the evening time period, our usual wacky Wednesday time of 9 p.m. Eastern, daylight when applicable, we will be finding out about Randy Seaver's sister-in-law. Am I a sister-in-law? I have to play
Yes.
the part of somebody else. You know
And
how
the-
I am. I have a gorgeous red wig. And
So
I'm
the
dying to
teaser
wear.
here, and hopefully everyone's catching on, but Pat Smith here is actually not
Old
Smith.
Myrt.
Right. So you'll play that part. And just to kind of tee this up, when I click on Wally, which is my dad, that's the Seaver line. We have all that tree data right here. But if I click on my mother, Pat Smith, you don't see anything.
Oh,
that's what we're getting at.
Yep.
We can solve that.
I am old enough to be your mama. That's for sure. Especially lately feeling old. Okay, so we're going to do that on Wednesday night. Don't worry, just like Mondays with Myrt, it's automatically recorded if you can't be there live. Hopefully we'll pick up some new folks. And in the description, when I set that show up, I will put the link to this recording so that people can catch on to it, and we'll go from there. All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. It was a good segment. All right, let's pull Frank and Ellen, and let's see who else is left of our panelists. Well, actually, if you guys want to stay with us, you're welcome. If not, get back to coding. We need you. It's all good. Anyway, that was kind of an interesting segment, wasn't it?
Yep. I'm signed up.
Yeah, I like this where Valerie says, "Yay, Wacky Wednesday returned." Yes, the goal behind Wacky Wednesday, cousin Russ and I knew that sometimes a topic would come up on Monday that really needed more time. We didn't want to, and so we wanted to deep dive into something on Wednesday night. So that is interesting. And also, Sherry's saying, yeah, this program has some pretty exciting potential. I'm glad to hear that. Do make a point of going over and exploring it yourself. Let's see, we're going to remove David's share screen so I can have the share screen back if necessary. Okay, our question of the week. And this is for everybody on the YouTube side and my panelists. Boy, we've had people coming and going all day here. Good thing we are adaptable. The question of the week is, what are you doing to back up your genealogy data and media files? You can see Randy was so able to share his data, get it outside of his preferred genealogy management program and up on a website. So I'm interested to hear. So Ellen, I bet yours has something to do with forever.com.
Yeah, I use Forever to store all my photos, and I also store all of my genealogy, and I have a thing called Saving Your Genealogy Forever. So I do that, and then I also use Backblaze. I have a script that runs every night that Backblaze backs up my computer as well as my external hard drive is backing up every day too. So I think I'm covered. I had a computer problem last year, and it really helped in getting a new computer.
Yes. I started using Backblaze because cousin Russ twisted my arm.
Right.
I was already, all my data was already in Dropbox.
Mhm.
And that helped me when I would do research in one place. where I had this desktop computer. When Mr. Myrt and I got married, he still had his place in Virginia and I had my house in Utah. And it took a couple of years till we decided where to consolidate and sell those off. So those first 2 years, we were going back and forth. And he bought me a computer for his Virginia house. And what I would do is when we got there, besides stopping to get groceries, I'd turn on my computer, which activated Dropbox, and it would take all the new things and bring them in, so that by the time I was ready to sit down to my genealogy program, all the new names I'd put in and the dates and the images that I'd collected and attached were showing up. That saves our bucket, because what would I do otherwise? Okay. So forever.com, I've got to pull that up. And what we need to do a caveat and let people know that you are a representative for forever.com.
Yeah, I'm an ambassador and I have been for 9.5 years.
Yeah. So if you've got questions about it, she's the forever person. Okay. Now for branding, let me have you see forever.com. Came up right quick, like, because I have this. And it's a place to save, preserve, etc.
Yeah, because a lot of companies do the same things that we do, but we do it all. So that's the way I look at it.
Okay. All right. So Sherry over there on the YouTube is saying, I have an external drive for software backup. You mean the data of your software? Tell me. You have 2 in-house, the network attached server for daily whole computer backups. So if you have a problem, Sherry, and they say that a tornado is coming or a fire and you have to evacuate, that's scary. I had to do that because of fire coming close to my Utah house. You then grab your external hard drives. That's what I'm thinking. So Gwen has a question. She's saying she has Backblaze, but she can't figure out how to transfer to the new computer. So all you have to do is install the Backblaze software. And let's go back to that for brand recognition, Myrt. On the new computer, log in and walk away. So just like I used to do with Dropbox, you can do that with Backblaze. So the first time you have Backblaze on your computer, it takes a long time for it to map the hard drive and get everything. So there's other programs. It just happens to be the one we're talking about. And then every evening when it does that automatic backup, it'll be fine. So on the new computer, it's just like everything else. You have to load your genealogy program. You have to, whatever it is that you're doing. And you have to load Backblaze, log in, and Gwenny says, thanks, Myrt. I love it. We can help. Maria's saying, Cousin Russ twisted her arm as well. Don't have to worry about it. Now, there is a thing called backups within our genealogy. Oh, got it. That was my question to Sherry. So this is what Cousin Russ taught me. He used Family Tree Maker. He has the data on his C drive, but you're right. His file management system was to tell Family Tree Maker to put the backups over on his external drive. And Backblaze initially was the first one that would do more than your computer's drives. It would handle those external hard drives. So yeah, I get what you're saying. All right. Let's see. Anything else in the way of comments? Okay, your doggy's talking. Let's switch and see what Frank's doing to save his bucket to save his data?
I'm doing it actually quite like Cherry do with 2 network access storages, but the second one is not placed here in my flat, but on my parents' flat. So
Okay. Are they in
in
the same
case,
building?
Mhm.
Are they in the same building or a different
Nope,
location?
they are in a completely different city.
Good job. They need to have it somewhere other than your immediate computer system. Yes.
It's just the next city over, but it's far enough away. So if something hits the fan,
That took out both cities, we wouldn't be. We'd know the answer to our genealogy questions. We'd be on the other side. Dear gosh. All right. I hear
but
it.
I am preparing at the moment to also have a backup in a server farm by a big company called Hetzner, and I do it all hosting myself. So I'm building up my own backblaze,
Okay.
literally.
That's good.
So
Whatever
I
you're
don't have to pay for backblaze, but literally have the same service. I'm
okay.
just paying for the server.
Yeah, I hear you. It really is important to have it somewhere other than your computer. And
Yep.
even if you have an external hard drive, I learned when we lived in Florida, and even though we used battery backup UPSs with surge protection, along the Manatee River during a thunder and lightning storm, which happens very frequently, like every evening, you can have 1,000 lightning strikes along that river in an hour. And yes, our backup UPS with surge protection comes with like a $14,000 guarantee insurance or $20,000 that they would replace your computer. Well, that's just the hardware. If lightning happens to strike something like the box that goes from the line to your house, if it strikes that line because the telephone pole's tall or whatever it is, like we have to have above ground lines here, because if you dig down about a foot, it's granite. It's you can't bury the lines here.
Yep.
So in Florida, I literally had a transformer out at the not at my house, but out at the telephone or the telephone pole where the lines also run. It got struck by lightning, and it took out our microwave. Well, it can also take out your computer and that external drive. It just melts the whole thing. So, yeah. So in Florida, what we do is we would unplug our battery backup UPS so that our entire computer system was not hooked up to these lines. Valerie is confirming, sadly, that lightning is not our friend. It hit her house 3 times when she lived in Colorado. And Sherry says her hubby manages a network for the 6 connected computers. Oh, interesting. It has been experimenting with iDrive for offsite. In the meantime, he's stashing a couple of drives at a bank safety deposit box. Now, interesting. Remind him, depending on the kind of drive, if it's a hard drive that has a magnetic clip that writes, it's possible that hard drive can get damaged in a safety deposit box because it's all metal. So just ask him about it. I'm sure he's thought of it, but that's why I don't have that at the bank. Oh, but anyway, gosh. And Valerie's saying her legacy software, I think all the mainstream genealogy programs ask you if you want to make a backup so that the most recent data entry work you've done is still there when you come back as a possibility. If things get scrambled, you've got a backup. Let's see, anything else from the community? Gosh, we're doing pretty well. I think we're getting through all the topics today. I can't believe it. Anything else major? Oh, Roots Magic. You want to talk about that, Randy?
I can.
Yeah.
Roots Magic has released another update, version 11.
Yep.
And version 11 requires payment. And
Yes.
so there's a special right now for $20 American. You can update your earlier version to version 11.
Okay, here's the link.
And if it's new, that there's I think a $30 special for a brand new.
If you never had it before, yeah.
And so this is a mature program. I've been using it like almost 20 years now. And so the new feature for me, there's a number of changes, and on the Roots Magic website you can read about the changes.
Here's the link. I sent that link out to people.
Okay, and I wrote a blog post about it, and the big feature for me is the AI prompt builder.
Oh, yes. Let's see if I can scroll and find a picture of what that. Here it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the AI prompt builder, you can specify the role that you want the AI to take, the task you want it to do, the audience, who do you want it to do this for, and there's options. So it takes you highlight your person, and then open this in list and specify these things, and then build the prompt. And so for your highlighted person, we'll take all the events, all the names and dates and places and relationships and all that, and it will build a prompt according to what you requested.
Okay. So this is the link.
And it does in like 20 seconds.
Of course. I know. I mean, you have to blink twice, maybe. Yeah. So we are running out of time, but what I've done is I've shared the link to the announcement from Roots Magic. I've shared the link to their YouTube video, What's New, which you've also shared in your blog post. And I've shared this blog post link so people can see, because you're like our AI experimenter person. That's your other role here. And yeah. So you'll want to follow along and see what more cousin Randy finds out about. Oh, golly, what a day. We have, let's see if there's anything else I can tell you about. I think I want to give you the link to getting Albion seed. So let me go find that. Because I really think if you have Quaker ancestors, or you have Virginia Cavaliers, or you have the Scots Irish that came down into the Carolinas, or you have those New England people, which is, I think, where we're going to connect, Randy. I just haven't gotten that far back. Yeah, you're going to want this book. Let me pull that link up. I think I've sent it. Oh, did I send these all in private chat? No, I did. Here's the link to that. Randy, if you would please share the other links regarding the Roots Magic 11. I'm sorry, I messed up.
You did them.
I did, but did I do it in the public side or in the private chat? If you could just, yeah, if you could figure that out. These aren't the only migration patterns, but these are the ones from the British area. And I have a lot of folks who keep asking me, can we do this again? So consider getting that book. You can now get it on Kindle. And remember, if it's on Kindle, you can get a Kindle app for your computer. You can read it on your computer. You can put it on any kind of a tablet because there's a Kindle app for both iOS and Android. So you'll be fine. The paperback's 54% off. That's $20 instead of $41. Good job. All right. That's a steal. The other book to have about European settlers is What Happened in America, the history of the 11 rival regional cultures of North America. This includes a lot of indigenous as well. That's only 37% off. I hate this pop-up. I can't imagine wanting to listen to this on audiobook because you want to see the maps. Yeah. All right. We're not going to be discussing this American Nation's History by Colin Woodard. It's a good book, but I digress. All right. I think we've just gone over 1 minute. This is like the best timing I've ever done. Thanks, guys, for hanging out with us today. And thank you, panelists. Thank you to our special guests, David and Bob, who is in the well, no, he's still with us in the wings. He was doing the revolving door syndrome today. Nothing left to say, but I'm Dear Myrtle, your not so retired friend in genealogy. See you Wednesday night for Wacky Wednesday and more tree crossing. And happy family tree climbing, everybody. That's a wrap.